Welcome back to another edition of Nurture the Mind, the podcast by yours truly, Cole Poots. And today we have another music reaction. It is Music Monday. And as promised, we are getting back into Falling in Reverse. It's been a while. I've been checking out my own stuff, going down that path, but we must come back to Falling in Reverse because I feel like a huge foundation of this channel has been my reactions on Falling in Reverse and Ronnie Radke. So it is Music Monday, episode 39. I just checked, and I'm going back through old videos, looking at your guys' comments and picking random songs. So today, first, I want to shout out the subscriber April 6058. She said a month ago on one of my videos when I reacted to It's Over When It's Over by Falling in Reverse, she said, enjoying your Falling in Reverse journey. I love this song. The whole album is fire. Fire emoji. Check out Champion and Rolling Stone subbed. Thank you, April, for subbing to the channel. Very much appreciated. So I'm going to take your advice and I'm just going to pick the first song that you mentioned, which is Champion. And I believe it's the first song off of the album. Yes, it is. So we're going back to Fashionably Late, which was released back in 2013. And before I did the reaction on It's Over When It's Over, the only song that I had heard of was Fashionably Late. So eventually I'll have to get to Rolling Stone and then probably get to the rest of the album. But no, I'm very excited. I mean, you guys already know what my thoughts, feelings, opinions are on Falling in Reverse and Ronnie Radke. And I was thinking about this a while back because I've been watching some interviews with Ronnie and the drummer in the band. I'm forgetting his name entirely, forgive me. But I'm just wondering, like, when are we going to get a new Falling in Reverse album? And maybe you guys have a better understanding of when that's going to happen than I do. Because ever since I really started getting into Falling in Reverse and then reviewing their music on my channel, which was back in 2021, that summer, so 2 years ago, ever since I've been reviewing them, I have not been blessed with a new album. And I don't want to sound like a selfish little prick. You know, as we consumers, sometimes we get like that with our favorite artists and our favorite bands, is we want new material and we want it right away. I'm just like, I've become such an avid fan in these last 2 years and I have yet to hear a new album. It's been all these singles. You know, you had Zombified, Voices in My Head, Popular Monster, I think was at the end of 2019, Watch the World Burn this year. I'm just ready for an entire album that I can digest and hopefully do it on this channel with you guys watching and have a conversation about it, because these guys obviously make top-notch music. So without further ado, let's get into this song, Champion by Falling in Reverse, from their album Fashionably Late. Here we go. All right, let me start it over. So fucking hard. God, I really didn't want to cut off the flow, but this man has some great lyrics. I'm going to have to go back and review them, but I'm catching some of them. I mean, obviously, God, this song is so heavy, so I'm just in the moment. And what I love about this song is not only did it start out heavy, but Ronnie is able to balance it with harmony, with not only good lyrics, but also just the singing. You know, the balance. There's like a yin and yang with this song. It's like there's that tough grit element that starts off the song and has obviously carried a lot of the first half of the song. But then you also have, like I said, that harmony of just letting the man sing, because he really does have a great voice. I'm going to pull the lyrics up after this and kind of dissect them. But holy shit, this is an incredible start.
What? Looking for justice, so badly seeking out bitches that decided to talk shit. You want conflict? Well, I got it and I ain't gonna stop until I drop or take that motherfucking place on top. Ain't giving it back when I take that place. As a matter of fact, let's go to the chase and take that spot on top of the list. Quick, call it statutory rape. You want some beat, better bring a fork, cause I'm never gonna pass the torch. Trying to keep going with the flows, expose you hoes and show you more important. Living in darkness with the mind, living in rockers with the ball. Gotta get more inside my chest, a little bit of gangster in my blood. Been in jail, up in the prison with the hell and had a vision. Was presented with this message to change how my life. Gotta give it up, gotta give it back. I've had enough, gotta get you back. As a matter of fact, gotta get these stats and check. Stop this fucking right. Gotta get that cheese, gotta get that bread, gotta get that dough, gotta get my head. I heard them fight through it over the lights. They held me down back from the jungle.
This guy is nasty, bro. God, this shit so fucking hard. Holy shit, dude. That was a great song from start to finish. I mean, I would have to go and listen to it one more time. I think I got enough from it from that first listen to comment on some things, but oh my God, it is all over the place. And I don't know why I'm acting so surprised, because we also see this in Watch the World Burn. The man has this ability to rap, but then on a drop of a dime, he can switch it over and he can do something else. He can start singing. He can go into that harmony. There's just this balance. There's this ebb and flow in these songs from Falling in Reverse and Ronnie Radke's ability. Like, it's alive. Like, it's fluid. It moves like a freaking river down the stream. It's almost, in some sense, just effortless. And it probably sounds like I'm tooting this man's horn, but I'm just, every time I listen to a new song, I find something else that I can pick out of it. It's just crazy that he was even practicing this stuff back in 2013, because I thought the rapping that he's incorporated into his songs, I thought that was more recent. I didn't think that stemmed all the way back to 2013, because that was so pleasant to listen to. Like I said, it starts out heavy with instrumentation, which that gets me every single time when you got heavy instruments at play. And then eventually goes to the harmony and then finds his way into rapping. And there's, dare I say, I think there was kind of like a beat switch when he went over to rapping. And then eventually throughout the progression of the song, there was some growling too. That is a great, great, great song. And I want to go through the lyrics. I'm going to pull those up in a second. But really, dude, when you think about all of the success, especially here lately, that Ronnie and Falling in Reverse has had, and now all the praise that they're getting and all the acknowledgement from fans and media and their peers who are also acknowledging them, it's actually kind of no surprise, because listening to this music, from 10 years removed from when it was initially released, I'm not surprised that they've gotten to the level that they have, because this music right here is equally as great in its own right. And I think that is what has really helped them over the years, is like they just kept showing up. They just kept perfecting their craft. They kept making music. I think it was in one of the interviews that I watched of Ronnie, and I can't remember if the interviewer was asking him some type of question, but he had this response, and it was not egotistical at all, but he said, because the interviewer was paying him a compliment for his ability to craft music. And again, like I said, there's this flow. Like Ronnie just has this ability to kind of analyze and scan and see what is needed in the song that may be missing. And Ronnie's response was, well, I've been doing this for a very long time, so I know I'm pretty good at this music thing. I know how to make good music. And it's like, it seriously is true. There is a level of talent that you have to have, whether it be in music, whether it be in sports, whether it be, let's just use me for example, like communicating ideas through this vessel called a podcast, called a YouTube channel. Yeah, you may have that talent, you may have that knack, you may have that ability, but at the same time, you still have to put in the work, because the discipline is always going to be the thing that prevails over talent. And I know that if somebody were to just say to Ronnie that, oh my God, dude, like you are extremely talented, I can't believe you did this stuff, I know that Ronnie would probably have this response, and many people have this response in their certain craft or in their certain field. When you say something like, man, you are so talented, I wish I was just like you, it's kind of like a slap in the fucking face, because you are discrediting them, that person, for all the amounts of hard work that they've put in to get to where they're at. Because yes, I think talent is part of it. I think luck may be a part of it, but I think those two elements right there are very minuscule. I think it's about discipline and showing up and having this constant drive to want to improve and to want to get better. And I know that Ronnie's done that. I know Falling in Reverse has done that. I've seen comments too, like on Reddit, where people are saying, Ronnie is really smart in the fact that, because he does, he reacts to people who react to his songs, to his music. And so now he's absorbing all of these opinions, all of these critiques, and he's taking that information and not saying that their opinion is more important than his, but he's open to all these ideas from these reactions, and he's pulling all of that into the next song, the next album, the next music that him and Falling in Reverse are going to make. And when somebody said that on Reddit, I'm like, yeah, like that's totally true. Like, I mean, there are some buzzos out there on the internet who probably review his music and they have no fucking clue what they're talking about, and they probably trash it entirely. And then I would say, if you're Ronnie, I mean, okay, maybe listen to constructive criticism, but there are some stupid people out there that you should not take advice from. But the people that are complimenting it, that are talking about it, that are highlighting like what's good about the song, maybe an area of the song they didn't like, as long as you can remove your ego from the equation, he can take all of that knowledge and just apply it to the music that he's going to make in the future. And I think that's why they just continue to get better. I've said it before on one of my reactions or one of my reviews of this band is I'm like, dude, especially 2020, 2021, 2022, and now 2023 with the last however many singles they've dropped, I swear to God, every song is getting better. Every song is just a little bit better than the last one. And it just makes me think, like, where is this band going to go? Because I feel like they have reached some pretty big heights. I feel like they have kind of hit a climax. And I'm not saying they can't go up from here. Obviously they can. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what that looks like, because I think they are reaching such a period of height and success. And another thing, I'm talking so much about Ronnie's, one of his interviews, but he was saying in this interview that happened not that long ago, I think it was at a festival and it was backstage. And again, it was him and his drummer, but Ronnie was saying, like, hey, I'm glad that we are having the success that we are now, as opposed to having this same amount of success when I was younger, and I probably wouldn't know how to handle it. I wouldn't appreciate it. I wouldn't value it the way that I do now. And too, because, you know, all of the things that Ronnie has been through, as he's talked about a lot in his lyrics, have shaped him and his mentality and who he is right now. And, like, you know, it sucks that he went to prison. It sucks that he made mistakes. It sucks that he was into drugs. Or I don't know the entire story. I know a lot of shit has happened in this guy's life, but that adversity molds and shapes a person as so long as you allow it to shape you and you don't let it deter you. And I know that's really hard, because usually in the moment when we face any type of challenge, struggle, adversity, setback, whatever it is, when we're in the thick of our emotions, it's really hard to see clearly, logically, or rationally. But once you get through that initial push, on the other side of that frustration is you evolving, you know, and becoming a different person. And he's highlighted that so many times in his lyrics, like Phoenix or rising from the ashes. Like, I just admire this man and I admire this band. Okay, I'm going to stop talking because I could go on forever. As verse 1, pre-chorus, and every day that I awake, I say a prayer and I give thanks that I'm alive, and I am glad that I've been given one more chance. My eyes are open now. I see the powers dwelling within me. I've done the deeds. I've cleared my head. Now I am clean back from the dead. Oh my gosh, dude's a freaking prophet. I related to that pre-chorus because that's part of my routine. Is every day I wake up and I'll take a cold shower for 3 minutes, and then I'll meditate for 15 minutes. And after I'm done with my while I'm meditating, I'm running affirmations in my head. So I am statements, which is like, I am strong, I am confident, I am brave, I am bold. Just trying to change, you know, the pattern in my head that is driven by criticism and judgment, because that's what happened when I was a child. I faced a lot of that growing up, and so I can be very harsh on myself. So I start with that, and then after I'm done with my meditation, I do a prayer. And as you guys know, I'm religious, so pray to God, but it's just, I'm not trying to push it on anybody. I'm just saying it is a great way to frame your mind and set your day up for success. And then I always talk about my intentions. So things that I want to try and focus on throughout the day that maybe I'm trying to change about myself or my personality. And I've noticed that the more consistent that I am with that, I feel better about myself. I feel more clear-headed, and I feel like I'm moving in the direction towards the person that I want to become. So I very much relate to those lyrics, because I know 10 years has surpassed since this album came out, but from these set of lyrics, like, Ronnie seems to be in a really good place when they put this album out. Look how far I've come, the wars that I've won. I think out loud, victorious and proud. The years behind, the tears I try to hide. This pain won't last. Time to remove this mask. Again, I mean, there's so much to dive into. It goes back to the topic of, adversity and pushing past these perceived limitations. I think out loud, victorious and proud. He used to be maybe timid. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right way of analyzing it, but definitely maybe didn't showcase his personality. Now he's thinking out loud. Now he's not afraid to offend people. One of the scariest things that is going on in our society is censorship, and it's happening not only on social media platforms, places like YouTube. If they disagree with something that you're talking about, they shut you out completely and censor you. It's not only that, but that has amplified to a bigger degree into cancel culture, which I know Ronnie is completely against cancel culture because it's come after him. I don't know how many times, at least once, I know that for sure. And with that censorship, it has also made people very afraid to speak up about how they feel, how they view reality, whether it be politics, whether it be religion, or just some way that they think, because they're so afraid to offend the other person. So again, something that I can relate to. I think I was very afraid when I was younger, and 3 years ago, especially when COVID, the height of COVID, popped off, there were things that I did not agree with, that like moves that were being made by our government and by our media. But you couldn't say those things without getting outcasted by the rest of society, because they, the media is phenomenal at provoking fear in people and also making them highly emotional. And they also control people to the degree where they fight with each other about all these trivial issues. And so I can relate to these lyrics because I feel like, and I'm still kind of pulling myself out of it right now, being 26, but I used to be so timid. So he's talking about, I think out loud, victorious and proud, the years behind, the tears I try to hide, this pain won't last, time to remove the mask. Get out of your own way. I got this new head on my shoulders and I'm looking for justice, so gladly seeking out bitches that decided to talk shit. You want conflict? Well, I got it, and I ain't gonna stop until I drop or take that motherfucking place on top. Ain't giving it back when I take that place. As a matter of fact, let's cut to this is his rapping verse. I'm not gonna go through the entire thing because that's a lot to read, but basically, again, just continuing themes of Ronnie probably feeling like he has to prove something. And again, I know this is true because I've seen it in one of those interviews that I watched, but he said, I just have this feeling like I gotta prove myself to the world. And I definitely think that can get to a place where it is too unhealthy, but I don't think it is in this case, because I think this is the thing that is really driving him to be better. And I think when history is said and done, when Ronnie gets older and when he passes away, I think people are going to look back and acknowledge him and say, damn, he was one of the greats. And I know you guys who are already fans of him and Falling in Reverse and have been for a long time, I know you already think that way. I think the same way too. Like I said, 2 years ago, I was converted to actually really love this man and appreciate this band. I'm saying it's usually people like Ronnie or people like Trump, or they're people that are just polarizing for some reason. And it's usually because they go against the norm. They go against the grain or the establishment or the elites. And so obviously speaking in that tone is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. And usually these people are generally just misunderstood. But the people that understand them and love them, there's an undying faith that never moves. But eventually over time, when they pass away, people go back and they look at the works and all the things that they created. They're like, man, I was wrong about that guy. I was wrong about that group. They were telling the truth and they were unapologetic about it. And I think that is one of the biggest things that I appreciate about Ronnie Radke is he is unapologetically himself. And we need that energy now more than ever, because as I was saying, I'm not trying to make this like a big societal political rant, but seriously, like our culture, especially in America and all the things that are going on around the world, it is fucked over here. And the truth has become so blurred and so jaded that, you know, now a lot of people are just ultimately so confused because they can't figure out what the truth is. And anytime you try and stand up and speak up and talk about the truth, again, you get silenced, you get censored. Like the opposition that is trying to get rid of any dissenting opinion is going to squash what you're talking about right away if they can, because they don't want that message to get out to other people and they don't want other people to wake up. So to try and wrap my brain around all these things that I'm saying and communicate this idea to you guys, this man is doing great work right now. And I know this song is from 2013, but it's just so good. It's so good, and they're just going to continue to get better. I mean, they're in a really good spot right now. Again, I really just want to get a Falling in Reverse album. But anyways, that's my reaction. That's my review. Those are my thoughts. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. Please comment if you have a suggestion, if you have songs that you want me to check out or a different artist that you want me to check out. Put your comment down in the comment section below, and eventually I will get to them. And also, if you really like the message, if you resonated with what I said, if you just enjoyed the experience, if you thought it was fun, if you had a good time, please share this message. Please tell somebody about my YouTube channel, or post it, share the link on your social media feed. I've said it millions of times, and I'm gonna continue to say it a million more times. The best way that I'll get this thing to grow is if you guys share the message, because I'm still relatively small on YouTube. I'm still trying to get things cracking. I think I've made a lot of progress. I'm certainly getting more traffic on my videos, especially here recently, over the last 2 months, but you guys are the vessel that pushes this thing out. So if you think it's good, if you think it's good content, you think it's entertaining, then you gotta share it, because that's how it grows. And so I'm basically depending on you guys to do that work for me, you know, the advertising, the marketing. But yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Today is July 2nd, so this will come out tomorrow, July 3rd. Hope you guys have a happy and safe 4th of July. Please do not blow off any limbs, but go out there and have a lot of fun and enjoy this time off. If you get a break, I get a 4-day weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I love you guys. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.